Hello? Oh, yay!
I did it! I don't know how.
Wow, that was confusing.
Right?
Yep.
Oh,
Hello?
Mm,
Yay! Hello?
Yossi.
Yay! Wow, that was confusing.
Yep.
That was confusing. Wow, going crazy.
You want to see what I'm doing?
Um, yay!
No.
Playing
You just moved the door.
Oh, there you go. Okay, now I just have to see. I don't know who else is. I don't know if Corby's on or not.
Mom, I need my dog.
It keeps switching back and forth. There we go. Uh, hmm. Let's see if we're in.
Mom, I'm
Hmm.
okay, I got it figured out. We're good.
Let's see if we're in.
Mom,
Okay, I got it figured out. We're good.
All right.
We're
Just
almost
waiting
there.
for Ryan and is it Corby? I keep calling him Colby.
I'm not sure. Corby, yes, with an R.
Corby. Okay. Okay.
I'm almost not retarded at this.
So
Almost.
what did it ask you to do? Did it just ask you to join and then I don't know how the other side of it works.
It asked me to watch, and I was like, what? So, yeah, apparently, that means like I'm watching what has already been recorded. So, like the first 3 minutes when you were just hanging out waiting for me to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Then that was playing on repeat while I was trying to actually join in with you. And now I can talk to you, but I can't see you.
Oh, you can't see me. Okay. That's weird. My camera is hopefully on. Is it on now?
Mine is. I think yours is. I don't really know.
I have a picture of my face.
Hey, viewers.
Oh, did I fix it? Is it working now?
No, I'm pretty sure it's on my end.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, whoa. Okay. I got it. Join. Take me there. Okay. Any luck? I see you.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. That is improvement. Okay. Let's see if I can get Ryan to respond somehow.
He was like texting, not texting. He was like messaging.
Yeah. Messaging us.
I don't even know how to do. So we're good.
And then Colby said he was gonna be a little late or something. I don't know.
I think so.
Or Corby or whatever. Dang it.
Just pick a name.
Yeah. Oh, did someone just try to join? Oh, I don't know what that dinging was.
Might have been me.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I think they're off now.
Right. Sorry, I'm hanging out in bed with my kids, so
No, that's
we
totally
do
fine.
homework.
I think that's awesome.
Thanks. So
How
where are
many-
you from?
Oh, I'm from Atlanta, so
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty fun. So, but I'm up at Idaho right now, so going to school
Oh,
and
you
stuff.
like the cold?
You what?
You like the cold?
I don't know if I like the cold, but I can endure it, which is good.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, Judah.
Hi.
All right, we better get it out of the way. Don't jump on my bed. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
We're playing Yoshi. Teachers are playing of Yoshi. Look, down there.
We are playing Yoshi on the Wii U.
Oh, that is the best.
It's been a blast. So that's what he's doing instead of going to bed. Yeah.
Okay, so one of them said, oh, Ryan is watching, but you can't see or hear me. That's funny. Okay,
That's
let's
so
see if I can
sad.
I know. Let's see if I can re-invite him. I'm not sure how to do. Maybe I, oh, no, that's not it. Okay.
My little cart.
Oh,
Honey,
oh, I found it. Okay.
and then you'll ask, Daddy's gonna come.
Okay. I invited him again.
Cart.
Excellent. Yeah, mine was, anyways, I don't even really know how I got onto it, but somehow I did.
Mom, I'm doing my cart. Mom, I'm playing Mario Kart.
Okay. You can figure it out, honey.
Oh, hey, Ryan, you joined. I can't hear either of you. I'm not sure if you're,
I muted
All
my
right.
microphone.
Can you see and hear me now?
yes, we can see you and hear you,
Awesome.
which is awesome. All right, so I guess Corby's going to be a little bit late, so I guess we'll just, start without him.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure. I'll fix him again, see if he,
Honey, you put it in backwards. Take it out and put it back in.
Okay.
No, in there. Take it out, turn it around, and put it back in.
Okay.
Sorry. Yep, turn it around.
Okay, so, I guess for our group, we just have to, go over that little practice assignment thing, right?
Yep.
Oh, Mario Kart.
And then we have to take, I believe. Okay, so let's see here. I can pull that up. I should have already had that pulled up.
Don't bounce. Okay, sweetie. Now,
Alright guys, hopefully this won't be too long.
I think once we get it figured out, it'll go pretty quick. Once we get the
Yeah.
video stuff working.
I agree.
Are you guys seeing my chat on the side there, the stuff I've typed?
yeah.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Take it out and turn it around. Try it the other way, but be careful not to touch it too much.
You can share part of your screen. Oh, wow. That is so new. Okay.
I'm pushing that iPad.
Oh no, I think I did something wrong.
What is doing?
Ryan, how did you do that?
On the left-hand side, there's a little icon. It looks like a green computer screen with an arrow inside of it.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay.
And when you click on it, it'll bring up all the windows you have open on your computer, and you select the one you want to share. There you go.
I don't even know if I'm doing it.
Mom, my torture to look in here. Mom, I want you to do it.
Annie, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Mom, what to do? Put it. Okay. Yes. You can use this one. And
Okay, is that working?
Yep, I can see it. Works great.
Okay. Awesome. Sorry, that was crazy. Okay, so we all did the part 1 of the preparation assignment, right? We're on lesson 2.
you need
Right.
to. You have to play my new car.
Judah.
So just the part. We don't have to go over part 1, do we? Just part 2.
Right, just part 2.
All right. All right. So part 2, you'll fill this out during your group presentation. Determine the correct sampling method for each scenario. All right, and we know all the sampling methods. We got simple random sample, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and cluster sampling. All right, so A, a medical student researches the prevalence of aspirin by questioning all of the patients who enter her clinic for treatment. What do you guys think about that one?
No.
Sorry, I muted it. We're good now.
Okay.
No.
What do you guys think of the first one under A? Or A, I guess, 6A. Uh, uh, I feel like it's kind of simple, random sampling, just random. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Random sampling, you said?
Yeah. I
No.
don't know if you
Let me. I have to pull it up now. Yay! I am
can. You're good.
individual statistical process and design. Okay. It's like a complete or sampling methods. That's what I want.
Oh, thanks, Miriam. I think you figured it out. Thanks.
Hey, not a problem. It's because it was, yeah, it took me a while to figure out.
Yeah, that was really hard for me to follow.
No, system simple.
Awesome.
Okay, what are we on now? Or did you guys already do 6A?
We're no 6A.
Oh, isn't it a census?
Yeah, just like random people that are coming.
But it doesn't say that it's random. It says that it's they question all of the patients, which I'm pretty sure is a census.
Yeah, I think you're right. So would that
I
be
would
like
still
a
say convenience, just because he's not really going out of his way to get a scope of all the patients this doctor has. He's just getting whichever ones come in the door. It's kind of like in the textbook it talks about just opening the file cabinet and grabbing whatever's there.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll put convenience. I totally spelled that wrong. Census.
Sure.
Yeah, sampling. I think census is the term they use when you count everything in the pool. So that'd be a census would be if we went and checked up on every patient the doctor had ever seen.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But it's questioning all of the patients who enter the clinic for treatment according to aspirin dosage.
Right. But it's not all patients that use aspirin ever. It's just the ones that happen to come in the door the day that he's taking questions.
Mm-hmm.
But does it
My understanding of the convenience one is it's more like it's just not, you don't go out of your way a whole lot to make a good random sample. You just do whatever's the easiest and it's right there.
Yeah, and that was my kind of my understanding too. Okay, perfect. So are we just gonna go with convenience sampling? Is that okay with you, Miriam?
I really don't think it's convenience, but we can go with it. Sure.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, I want to hear your side, Miriam.
I'm looking for it. I have no idea where it went. Da, 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 da. Because the convenience is like just saying, okay, well, because I can see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's everybody that comes in. It's not just the third person that comes in. You know, every third person. It's not just, oh, hey, Joe Schmo came in and then, oh, you look cute, let's put you in, or whatever, which would be completely random. Convenience, I don't think it's very convenient to question everyone that comes in. Even if it's for just one day, everybody that comes in that day is the entire population for that day. And so instead of taking a sample from that population, she's taking in all of them for questioning. Whereas how you're looking at it, I think is, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's how you're looking at it in a broader view, like all the patients that she treats is the population, and the sample is the people coming in that day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's interesting. So that means it brings in, we have to think about what is the population being studied.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I can see yours as well as mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just the nature of the question. I think that she's putting like, who is she questioning? All of her patients, or like all of her patients in one day, or all of her patients in a week?
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't say if they're all coming in at the same time. You know, it doesn't tell us how all the parameters of the sampling.
So, is a census like everybody? Because like in the United States we have the census or whatever, and they send those out to like everybody in the whole United States, right?
Right.
So I'm wondering if like, because it says questioning all the patients who enter her clinic, but then I'm wondering if are those like all of her patients ever, you know, like, or are those just the patients for that day? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're saying is the parameters for her study, just they aren't very clear. Is it all of her patients total? Like anybody that she has ever seen or treated, if they have a chart and they come in that day, she questions them. But what if they come in that week? Is she questioning all those people that week? Or, you know, because that's how we would determine the population size, which would then determine what kind of a sampling she's doing, if it's a census or a convenience.
Yeah, and I think that since it says by questioning all of the patients who enter her clinic, we can just assume that that's everybody, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really give like a time frame or anything. It's not like, oh, enter the clinic like today. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't be everyone, but it says just all patients who enter her clinic just in general.
Right.
So I think that makes sense, the fact that it would be like a census of everyone, probably.
Yeah. Convenience, I could see, like, she takes all the charts for that period of time for that population that people come in, and she just, you know, willy-nilly grabs some people and says, okay, here you go. You know,
I could see that,
it's kind of organized instead of everybody.
Okay, yeah.
So
just
so we can say census, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to change your mind. Maybe it's like participation points.
Yeah, maybe it is. 'Cause at the end, we all take the quiz on our own. Like, we each have to submit our own quiz.
Oh, we do?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Do the work together, submit your own quiz.
True. No, I think that makes sense, though. I think that that sounds good.
Yeah, I definitely see both sides of it. It's one of those subjective things.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't we love those?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to move on to B?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the Colorado Department of Health obtains an alphabetical list of 2 million adult Colorado residents and constructs a pool of survey subjects by selecting every 1,000th name on the list after randomly choosing one person from the first 1,000 on the list.
That sounds like the classic systematic sampling.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
about to say, I think that is systematic. All right, awesome. In a Gallup poll of 1,059 adults, the interview subjects were selected by using a computer to randomly generate telephone numbers that were then called. Sounds like
Yeah, simple random.
all right. Does everyone agree on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like it, yeah.
All right, and then D. Age categories of under 18. Now we have all those categories. She is surveying a simple random sample of 200 members from each category. That sounds like the other S one. What is that one? Stratified. Yeah. All right. E. A Johns Hopkins University researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of 30 randomly selected hospitals.
That sounds like the one that had two names. I think it was Block and what was the other name they had for it? Cluster?
Yeah.
Cluster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. All right, so are we ready for 7 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can read this one. Take a little load off you.
For sure, yeah, go ahead.
So the American Medical Association wanted to determine general patient satisfaction with the patient's primary care physician. Determine the type of sampling method used in the following. Oh wait, that's one we just did, isn't it?
No, it's just a.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Following scenarios. So A, they take a simple random sample of doctors and then sample all of the patients that the doctor works with.
Sounds like cluster again.
Yeah, I think that sounds like cluster to me. Okay, part B. They put all the residents' names in a computer and use a random number generator to get a sample of 100 patients.
Random.
Definitely simple random. Part C. They divide the residents up by gender and then do a simple random sample of residents within each gender. Is that stratified?
Yeah,
Or
that's
systematic.
Is systematic? Is that the one where they do like every 10th or every 4th or something?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they have like the start or whatever. They like roll the die and then.
That's right. They choose a random starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is like groups, I guess. I think stratified is the one where everything's like divided into groups.
Yeah. You're right.
If that makes sense.
Yep. Because the next one is going to be the systematic.
Okay. All right, looks like we're almost done.
Yay!
Yeah, just cruising through.
All right. Miriam, do you want to read number 8 for us?
Sure. Determine for each scenario whether it is an observational study or an experimental design. If it is an experimental design, determine the response, treatment, and subjects. The Center for Disease Control obtains current flu data by randomly polling 300 men and 300 women. It's an
Studies.
experimental design.
I think it's experimental too.
I would say it's observational. They're not really controlling any conditions in this one. They're just taking a random sample and looking at it. Isn't that the difference? In observational, they don't change anything. They just take a sample, and then in experimental, they control some condition.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because I remember in the homework quiz, do you guys remember the question about like the cereal or whatever? And then I guess like they did like a poll or whatever, but then they couldn't control the cereal prices, so it was observational.
Right. Yeah.
Which was kind of makes sense then.
Wait, what homework is this? Did I miss an assignment?
It's not due until Saturday, I think. It's just your individual part of this homework. Like what we are doing now, part one individual.
Okay. But for like preparation for this, my understanding was I just needed to do the part one. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. I was just talking about the homework.
Okay. Yeah, you're ahead of me. Gotcha.
Next one. Okay, the next one, you plan to conduct an experiment. Well, there's the answer. To test the effectiveness of sleepies, a new drug that is supposed to reduce insomnia. So you randomly divide 1,000 patients into two groups where half get sleepies and the other a placebo. You record the gender of each subject. You will then observe how many hours of sleep they get in a week.
Hey guys, are you still doing this work thing? Yeah. Oh, it's online?
Experimental design.
Oh. How's the bachelor? It was really good. Alright, so, experimental and then, and the subject. So I guess obviously the treatment's pretty easy. It's just sleepies.
Right, or the placebo.
Yeah. Alright, and 1,000 patients, right?
Subjects 1,000, determine response, treatment, sleepies, yes, and
I think subjects. The response variable would be the number of hours they sleep each week.
Yeah, that's true.
So Kirby's trying to join us.
Shoot. I'll send a message.
Oh, is the response supposed to be like your hypothesis, null or alternative?
I think the response it's a variable. I think it's the variable that you're interested in, the one you're expecting to change. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but
okay.
Let me Google it really quick.
Yeah. Google is the bomb.
Yeah, that's it. It's your variable of interest. And I think our problem
Okay.
is yeah.
Oh, hey, when we're done with this question, I have something about the census one.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. So are we gonna go ahead and do number 8? This one.
So is Corby here
Or
yet?
did you say you wanted to?
Yeah, trying to
I-
join. If I could remember how to get onto the actual feed, how to join.
I know it's confusing.
Oh, there it is.
Go.
Hello?
No. Hello?
Hey!
Hey, Corby. We can't see you yet, but
Okay,
We
what's
hear you.
we can hear you.
Hey! There we go. Can you see me now?
Not yet. Up at the top of your screen in the middle, Corby, there might be a camera there that you have to push on. Little camera icon, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
There.
You really can't see me?
No, we can see you now. Now we see you.
Oh, I was like, what the freak? We're good now?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
It works.
Oh, good. All right. Should we try to think how we should do this? Since you missed the first part of that. Maybe we'll just go over. I'll just read you what we came up with, and if you feel like you have anything to add, then
Okay.
you can add that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, awesome. So yeah, we're just on the preparation group 2 part. Actually, Miriam had something to share with part A.
Part A, number 6. Because number 6 is determine the correct sampling method for each scenario, and census is not a sampling method.
Right.
Because the
That's
census
right.
is
All right.
the population. Or should I just leave it alone?
I think you might be right. It might. I don't. It's not a sampling method. I think the true sense of the term. So the census. That's right. So the text did distinguish this. It said a census is when you measure everything, and then a sampling is when you just take a representative part of it that you hope represents everything.
Okay. Oh, sorry. My baby's attacking my face.
It's all good.
Medical student researches the prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all of the patients.
Yeah, it could go either way. The only thing that makes me want to say,
Oh, would it be? Sorry, I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it might be a cluster sampling.
That's what I was about to say.
Doctor sampling everybody within that doctor place. Or whatever that place is, the
The clinic.
medical.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys want to change that one to cluster?
Done.
yeah. I'm alright with that. What do you think, Corby?
Cluster sounds a little more accurate.
Yeah.
But
And Corby, just to give you the background, we talked about this a bit earlier, whether we thought it was convenience or a census.
oh, as far as like the category that it's in.
Yeah. And I think we've basically, it seems like we've determined that it could be either of those or cluster.
Medical student researches the prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all of the patients who enter her clinic for treatment. Cluster would be the people who enter the clinic. If it was cluster. Let's see.
Because a cluster sample is all of the items in one or more randomly selected cluster, which I think at this would be whatever day or week or month or whatever she decides to take all of the information.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think that fits too.
the part that's random would be the day that she takes the information. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Or week, because it doesn't give us a time frame.
Yeah. And then
Awesome. So are we good on that one, cluster?
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
I feel good about it.
Cool.
It's either that or maybe
All right, perfect.
it might even be convenient sample, but
What was that?
it might be convenient sample. I'm almost leaning towards that because it's like it's pretty easy to obtain. She's just kind of sitting there, and people who come into her office are, those that she uses. I feel like the random part would have to be like she goes randomly and finds a cluster of a group of people that don't happen to be in her clinic. The cluster would just be like a random group of people that she just randomly would come to, and
But couldn't the cluster be the clinic? Couldn't that be the? Couldn't the clinic be the cluster?
The cluster could be the clinic, but it's not exactly random. That's the part that's kind of got me thinking it's more convenience, but
because it's not random people that use clinics. It is a definite.
Yeah, people who are affected by, people who are sick come into hospitals, or people who are needing the clinic come into the clinic. It's not exactly random. But then again,
true.
Let's see.
Yeah, have we looped back to convenience?
We have
Just
another.
think like all of the above.
Let's look at E. As a Johns Hopkins University researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of 30 randomly selected hospitals. That's definitely a cluster.
That's definitely cluster.
All cardiac patients in each of 30 randomly selected hospitals. So, there's all those people with heart. That's an ideal cluster. I'm thinking, there's just not an aspect of randomness in A that would define it as a cluster.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of which other sampling method it would go under, though.
The convenience.
Yeah, the convenience.
Is that a sampling?
Because it says.
You know, if we did that, it gives us one of each type from the textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, a convenient sample involves selecting items that are relatively easy to obtain, which that's easy for her to obtain. She's just already there anyways. It does not use random selection to choose the sample.
So you guys think convenient sampling then?
I think so. That would probably be the best.
Okay.
And then the other one, systematic.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then we've got like a nice little mix of the different samples right there.
Yep, we got one of each.
Yeah, we got one of each, which is actually pretty nice. Kind of almost helps us out.
Alright. So, B, we put systematic sampling.
What's that?
That one.
The full series selecting every 1,000th name on the list after randomly choosing one person from the. Yeah, B is definitely systematic. Gallup. Yes.
For B, we put systematic sampling.
Oh, sorry?
Systematic sampling for B.
Yeah, B I would definitely put systematic, yeah.
All right, and then C, we had a simple random sampling.
So let me, yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, and then D, stratified, and E, cluster.
Yeah, D is definitely stratified, and then E is definitely cluster. Yeah, I think that looks great.
All right, sounds good. And then for A, B, C, and D on the next one, A, we put cluster, and B was simple random.
American Medical, let's see, general. Run the type of sample on my phone. Okay. They take a sample of random sample of doctors, simple random sample of doctors, and then sample all the patients that it works with. Yeah, that looks right.
All right, and then C and D, C was stratified sampling, and D we put systematic sampling.
So let's see, go back up to C real quick. They divide the residents by gender, and then do a simple random sample of students within each gender. Within each gender. Yeah, that looks right.
All right, and then D was just systematic.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Cool.
All right, awesome. And then we did the observational study or experimental design. A, we just put as observational study, and then B, we've just been working on the response treatment and subjects because we put experimental design. So if you can see that there. All right.
That looks good.
Perfect. And then I think determine the response. The response would be the number of hours they sleep each week, right?
Yeah.
Does that still sound good? All right, perfect. Okay, cool. Corby, do you wanna read in September 2004? Just that little paragraph.
Yeah, that sounds good. In September 2004, Nucleus Pharmaceuticals Incorporated announced the result of its first human trial of NPI 32101, a topical form of its skin ointment. A total of 224 patients diagnosed with skin irritations were randomly divided into 3 groups as part of a double-blind, controlled study to test the effectiveness of new topical cream. The first group received a 0.5 cream, and second received a 1% cream, and the third group received a placebo. Groups were treated twice daily for a 6-week period, and the degree of skin irritation was recorded at that time. Is this an experiment? It's definitely a design experiment.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. Are we supposed to explain that?
What?
Are we supposed to kind of deconstruct it and tell how it's a designed experiment, or we just answer the question, or?
I think I think we keep it simple.
Oh. And then what are the subjects? Those are patients with skin irritation.
Yeah, those 224.
Yeah, 224 patients diagnosed with skin irritations. Yeah.
All right, and then what is the response variable?
The response variable in the experiment. There's I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like their answer?
Yeah, so it would be like the skin irritation after a 6-week period.
Oh, okay, so if they're seeing receding skin irritation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the degree of skin irritation.
Oh, okay. Degree of skin irritation. That sounds good to me. And then what are the treatments?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3. There's the various types of cream, or the percentages of the cream, and then there's the placebo. So
I think there was 3 creams, right?
I think there's 2 creams. Well, one of them was a placebo.
yeah.
So there's
Oh,
a
okay, but 2 medicated.
1%, and the placebo.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we did it. Anybody have any questions from like the homework or anything you guys want to like discuss?
Maybe the next meeting.
Yeah, that would be good. So we didn't get to fit in, I guess, preparation 3 assignment.
Oh, part 3?
Oh, were you hoping to do both of them tonight?
Let's see. Yeah, we can go ahead and do both of them. Do you guys have time, or is that?
I don't.
No? All right, that's totally
No.
fine. We
So
can do it again another night.
The one that's due on Thursday, so we'd have to probably set up another meeting. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I might not be able to make it with this group again. This is usually too late for me, but I had to kind of change up my schedule to be here tonight because I'm going out of town for the next couple days. So.
All right. Okay. Is there another time you can meet in the next couple days?
I won't be able to. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find another group I can meet with like Thursday sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Because you guys aren't available during the day, are you?
I'm available during the day. I've got a pretty... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I am on Wednesday. I just have to work all day on Thursday until 5. So anytime after 5, I don't know if that's technically daytime, but
Oh, gotcha.
probably
I'm pretty flexible, so
more.
today I just was traveling from Las Vegas all day, so that's why I...
Dang.
Huh? What's that?
I was just saying that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was... Yeah, sorry I was late, but but other than that, I mean, I've got a pretty free schedule, so... Well, not super free, but I can make it work. So.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. What about you, Miriam? When are you good?
Let's see. Like, as far as class time goes, I only have one class on Monday at 10:15, so I'm pretty much free except Wednesday. Wednesday evening. There you go. From 4 to 6, I'm not free, but any other day, it's just going to be me with kids. which might be a little difficult. But I mean, He has an hour break for lunch, so we could work that into the schedule if we need to on Thursday or Wednesday or whenever. So he could come home and be with the kids, and I
Yeah.
could do stuff.
I'm good on Wednesday after 3. So, let's see. Yeah, after 3. And so, Miriam, you said you're good on Wednesdays, right? After
5.
I could do before 4.
Before 4?
After 6.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So what if we met at like 3:15?
Yeah, right after. Let's see. Let me write that down. So 3:15 on Wednesday.
Or even like 3:10. I just get out of microbiology at 3. So,
So just so we have enough time,
Yeah.
because that'll give us a little time, a little window to go through it.
you what?
It just gives us a little window to go through it. So let's see.
True.
So Ryan, you're gonna find another group, you said?
Yeah, I think I'll have to.
Is that right?
Yeah, I won't be getting home again until late Friday night. Not Friday night, Wednesday night. So.
Does that mean for just this week, or are you talking about in the future?
Just this week. In the future, my schedule has me. I'm like for schoolwork. I'm good until 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Starting next week, and then I'm taking up all the evenings. But.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry guys. I think I'll have to do another group. So.
Oh, that's no worries. I mean,
Thanks for fitting me in tonight, though.
Totally.
you're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks you guys for that as well.
Oh wait, do we have to take that quiz together while we're all on here? Are we supposed to?
I know we each have to submit our own quiz, but
So isn't there one member of our group that submits the assignment, and then we have a link that shows our Google Hangout? Is that kind of how it works?
So I just put the link on the discussion board, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And is it
Okay.
is that all we really need? Just the one link, or do we each need to individually submit a link?
I think
Not
it's just the
I think
one
the
link.
one link. But there is an assignment on iLearn 2.0 where we're each supposed to fill out the quiz.
Right. Yeah. Are you talking about the group meeting quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the process of filling it out right now, so I think that's.
Yeah, it's saying you're required to work together on this quiz, but each member of the group must submit his or her own answers in order to receive credit.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe we can just do that quiz real quick.
Yeah. I'm pulling mine up right now.
Yeah. Mine.
Okay.
And then also, what does anybody see lesson 2 homework? What's that? Is that the link to the paper that we were just filling out? The part, with all the parts to it.
No, that's like your individual quiz. I think that's due on Saturday.
Oh, and what about what we were just filling out earlier in the meeting? So
That was just the individual preparation.
that was okay. That's what I thought. Do we want to go through this quiz then together? You said.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to do it individually. Right?
Doesn't matter to me.
Oh. No, these are totally unique questions. It looks like. Shoot.
Okay. It looks like there's about 17 of them, but they don't look terribly hard.
No. Yeah. So we each have to submit a quiz, but did the instructions say we could actually work together, collaborate?
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
First one-
Yeah.
The first one is it's just verification to complete the preparation assignment. You guys see that?
Yeah.
And then number 2 is the participation.
Yep.
What?
number 2 is talking about if we actively participated in the week's. Hey.
Yep.
Okay, so that we're good for 1 and 2, and then number 3. I guess we'll just go through it quickly.
Yeah.
So researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams. Let's see. Then if students wait to review the material of the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They're discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling method will be best to represent the population. Which of the 5 steps are the statistical process? Which of these are the? Yeah, you guys understand that question.
Design.
Looks like design the study. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Let's just maybe we can just kind of look through it and then decide on an answer for each one. That way, it doesn't take so long. Because then you have to leave, Ryan.
No, I'm good. I'm here for tonight's meeting.
Oh, you're good.
So however long this takes us, but
okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
Okay, so wait, what did you say we're gonna do? We're just gonna go through it on our own?
We're gonna go through it as a group. I think still, if you guys are. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm fine
all
with
right.
that.
Okay.
I'll read number 4.
Okay, cool.
A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies of each category and computes mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researcher apply?
Probably describe the data.
I agree.
To illustrate the yeah, looks like she's already collected it. She's already looks good to me.
All right. I'll read number 5. All right. Mumbai, India, is quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. Researchers received 1,049 responses. The population is
The citizens of Mumbai, isn't it?
The population is population experiment. So let's see.
I almost want to say it cannot be determined.
Because
It's the registered taxpayers that they drew from.
That's kind of what I was leaning towards. Let's see.
okay. Wait, explain that one more time.
Well,
It looks to me like it would be the registered taxpayers, but because that's where they took their sample from, but that's not an option.
True. Okay.
Wait, no, the citizens of Mumbai makes sense because this would almost be like a clustered or convenience or something. It's like they wanted to get the whole population, so they just started with the taxpayers and then took random of the taxpayers. So that's almost like a cluster or a
that's
stratified something.
It's like they took like the cluster of the taxpayers. I mean, not necessarily that the population was to look at only the taxpayers, but they chose to use that group. So maybe not cluster, but I think still the population would be the citizens of Mumbai.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I'm not sure, but it's the best I got right now.
I know. It's tricky because, like, you look at the taxpayers, it doesn't really give a specified number of taxpayers.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you guys
Huh?
What do you guys think that should be the answer? Maybe citizens of Mumbai. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on the citizens of Mumbai.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Great.
6 looks like it's the exact same question, just the sample, who the sample is, and I think the people who mailed the questionnaire probably.
I think that's right.
I kind of want to think it's the people who responded to the questionnaire.
Let's see. The sample size. Oh,
Yeah, but they're sampling from that 3,000.
3,000 are the sample of the population.
huh.
And the 10,000, wow. 1,049 were the ones that had stamps. I don't know. They're like, the 3,000, I think, are the sample. Because they can control the sample, who they're sending it out to, but they can't control who sends it back. So it's...
Let me just read this part of the study, or I mean of the, it's talking about designing the study. It says the sample size. Let's see, I'll read it. Another way to reduce sampling. Let's see. What would be the? So, what does it say? A sample is a subset or a portion of a population. So we've got the. Oh man, that's not telling me anything. Let's see.
So maybe it is the 3,000, and it's just we didn't get information from that other 1,900.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, like you were sampling all 3,000, but then the people who
Happen to be people who participated.
responded, they sent a questionnaire out to.
Yes.
What's that?
I said yes.
All right.
All right, so you think 6 is A?
Yeah.
That's what I'm leaning.
Okay. All right, cool. 7, 8, and 9 are like giant.
I'll read it.
Retention. Okay, I'll read it. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer the forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant reviews are important. Suppose that your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Quantitative.
Yeah, quantitative for sure.
Can't see it being categorical.
Yeah,
Wait, you
quantitative.
said what, Corby?
I can't see it being categorical, so I think quantitative would be.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Wait, sorry,
said
what?
that you thought it was
Oh no,
categorical. Okay.
my bad.
All right, I guess A is the same question, but then he then records your responses yes, no, not sure. That one would be categorical.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, 9 is the same thing, but it says your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. This group is would probably be the control group, right?
Yeah.
But the answer.
Cool.
I agree. So
Cool.
number 19.
Which of the following would be considered an experimental design?
Experiment.
Probably B.
Yep.
Yeah, A is an observational study. A is or C is a census. So it's an observational study. Let's see. Mailed survey.
Yeah, administering the tuberculosis vaccine.
Yeah, cool. I'm good with that. All right, number 11.
In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample?
Probably C.
Yeah, many randomly selected workers in each of the several working districts. That would be a stratified. I think that'd be the best.
Yeah. Are you all agreed?
I agree.
All right, number 12. Let's see. You want to become the next Jonas and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory syncytial virus. Syncytial, I don't know how to say that. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the next vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experiment or subject?
The children.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
Uh,
The treatments are what's asked on 13. That would obviously be the vaccine and the placebo.
yep.
Whoa, 14 is really weird. But it's asking us about what study it is, so we can see.
The researchers want to determine if getting people.
Yeah, flatten it out and put them in the freezer. The bag's on top of the stove.
Probably, I think it looks like an experiment to me. Because they give different, they're trying to get people out of poverty, so they give them 3 different circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's definitely an experiment.
Yeah.
Because an observational study wouldn't have a control group.
Right. And they wouldn't have changed any of the conditions.
Right, yeah. All right, if a p-value of oh, sorry, Miriam, what was that?
So, I'm a little behind because I'm half asleep. So, it says they want to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level, and then they assigned them to one of the following 3 groups,
Yeah.
and that's it. So, is it really an experiment though? Because I mean, what's the outcome? What's the test? What's the they're comparing 2 things against each other.
True.
Yep.
Because
yeah,
as far as
true.
I can tell, they're putting them in groups.
Yeah, and there's no data.
They're
And so
not.
maybe neither?
So to qualify for an experiment, is that what you're talking about? Like a
Yeah.
qualification for to be considered an experiment?
Yep. I think it's neither because they aren't even observing them. They just say, okay, you guys are in these 3 groups. The end. They're not saying, what if we put this class of person in with this group and categorize them like this? How's that going to change their way of life? Is it going to bring them up out of the poverty level? Is it not? Is it going to sink them deeper? You know, there's no end game. It's just 3 groups.
We just implied all that in our minds. We kind of picked that up.
Yeah.
So, the question is, do we think the question writer want us to figure that out, or do we just go by what's written?
Let's see. So I mean, when you look at design experiments, it says in a design experiment, researchers manipulate the conditions that the participants experience. I mean, I guess they're, in a way, they're, manipulating the conditions. So, some are in one group and some are in another. Let's see, but I don't see that really. It doesn't say that they're collecting any data.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like they're just putting them like that, and then they're just kind of almost seeing what happens. You know, not really.
But they aren't even observing because they aren't collecting data. They're just saying, like, they want to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens, but then they just assign these guys into a group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't collect any data on them after that we can see. They're just saying, here's your group. Da, 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 da. So they're organizing them, and that's about it.
Yeah.
If you look at the next couple questions, 15, 16, it makes me want to lean toward that it is an experiment. Just because we start talking about results.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't really. It says. I'll read more about the design experiment. It says the experiment is conducted by applying some kind of treatment to the subjects in the treatment group and observing the effect of the treatment. I mean, it doesn't really say that they observe it, but I don't think that disqualifies it from being a design experiment. Then those in the control group do not receive the treatment and are also observed. In this way, researchers can determine the effects of the treatment. I mean, it seems to me like a design experiment.
But they haven't given them any treatment. I mean, if the treatment was, here's $10,000 per family, what do they do with it? You know, are they getting out of poverty, or, you know?
Well, I mean, they're still, just because it's not money doesn't necessarily
Right.
disqualify it from being a...
Or if, well, no, because the end game is they are getting people out of poor neighborhoods. So they're put into 3 groups: the low poverty voucher group,
Yeah. See,
the traditional voucher group, and the control group. They're not saying, okay, now these guys, they're technically down by the poverty, at the poverty level in poor neighborhoods, but what have they done with them? They've just said, this area is LPV, this is traditional, this, you know, they aren't saying, what if we take the LPV people and put them into not so much of a poor neighborhood, put them into a wealthier neighborhood. Would that reduce the poverty level? To me, that would be the experiment. That is where they would collect data. As far as I can tell, they haven't collected any data.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the point there. I still believe it's an experiment because each different group is getting a different treatment.
How?
And I really I can see both sides of that, and I'm just going to say experiment because question 16 talks about seeing results for the experiment.
Oh, so maybe like 15, 16. Maybe it's kind of more implied that maybe it is an experiment. I can definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning toward.
Mm-hmm.
Hard. I feel like we have to go over it. Let's see. I mean, sure. I want to determine if getting people out of neighborhoods randomly assigned to one of the following 3 groups. So they were taken out of their place and then put in each of these different groups to see if they would get out of poverty, I guess. I mean, I guess that's the point. Army briefings assistance.
Well, it's just to see if they get out of a poor neighborhood.
No, they're not. It's not to see if they're getting out of a poor neighborhood. It's to see if they become if they get out of poverty. I think. So I mean, if they're given different circumstances than in the ones that they're living currently. So let's say we pull them out of their poverty levels and we put them in a group where there's a richer neighborhood where there's less poverty, see if they come out of poverty from being in that circumstance. So I think the experiment is whether they're going to get out of poverty by moving and then I guess adapting according to what their circumstance, what happens with the environment. Does that make sense?
Kind of, because you just described both things. Take them out of a poor neighborhood and put them in a wealthier neighborhood and see if they get out of poverty that way.
Yeah, and then
Which is what I was saying.
That was number one. Number two would be let's see. I don't understand what the vouchers mean.
I think
that's the money, like vouchers, like welfare.
Okay, that's fine. Tradition of voucher. The control group received vouchers that remain eligible for.
So this one received vouchers that were usable in low poverty areas, whereas 2 received regular vouchers and 3 didn't receive any vouchers.
3 no vouchers.
And so, in that sense, it would be controlled, like, because they're choosing who gets what.
Oh, yeah.
But then, there's no data, but still the way that the experiment is set up, kind of just is an example of an experiment data.
Yeah, I'd say
Right.
my vote is to just go for the experiment.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Because.
Should we move on to 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If a p-value of 0.0002 was found for the study described above, we could say that there is about a 0.0002 probability of obtaining the actual observed result, or one more extreme, assuming the null is true. I think this is a true statement. What do you guys think?
I'm trying to remember if the lower it was, the more it disproved, or if it was the.
If it's lower than 0.05, wasn't it? I think. Then the null is assumed to be true.
I think the lower the p-value gets, the more you say the null is false. But the definition of p-value is how likely you are to get these. Let's see. Yeah.
We
I think the definition of a p-value is the probability of getting the actual observed result, or one more. I don't know. It's confusing to me.
We assume the company's financial statements are materially correct. The p-value is the probability of observing errors with the total value.
I think it's false. Because if it's lower than 0.05, we assume that the null hypothesis is not true.
Yeah, I think that was false.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone good on that one?
So you said false?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 16.
All right.
Since the p-value is low in question 15, the researchers could conclude that the results are significant, and providing low-income families with an opportunity to move away from the low-income neighbors does make a difference in poverty levels.
Since the p-value is low, if the p-value is low, the null hypothesis is rejected, meaning that what we think would happen, didn't happen.
So what's our null hypothesis? The null hypothesis is the kind of the general statement that everyone accepts, kind of the way things are currently.
Yeah.
I guess the null hypothesis would be doing this experiment will get them out of poverty, or what you would think would happen. I think.
I think the null hypothesis is that it doesn't make a difference. Poor is always poor, and we just give them their welfare.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, again, it's a subjective thing. I really don't know for sure what we'd say here.
Well, it's the null hypothesis is just kind of what would you think would happen if you take someone out of a poor neighborhood, put them in a rich neighborhood? Would it reduce the poverty level? Would they not be in poverty anymore, or would they,
Mm-hmm.
is it going to change their quality of life? And I think that naturally, yes, it would bring them out of it. It would reduce the poverty level in the United States, or yeah, that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's low, that means the null hypothesis is not true. So that means that number 16 is false, because it doesn't make a difference in poverty levels.
Okay. Yeah, I agree on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
In 17, it looks like it just wants us to match up the 5 steps of statistical design,
Yeah.
and it tells us that each of us is going to have it in a different order here.
Yeah. All right, so we all feel good on the questions that we've answered then?
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and submit it then.
Me too.
Sounds good.
Looks like we got 2 wrong, so that's not bad.
Do you know which ones they are?
We got 3 wrong.
Got number 6 wrong. And 15 and 16.
Oh yeah. Can we resubmit it?
Mine won't let me.
That's all right, though. That's still pretty good.
What's that?
So that's all right, though. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Works for me. All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
fine.
I guess
Have a
Work
good
on your
night.
studies. Maybe we'll end up in a group again.
Yeah, I'll see you other
Totally.
Wednesday
Thanks.
at 3:15 or 3:10, right?
What was that?
3:10 then on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep, sounds good.
And Carol,
All right, bye,
is it
guys.
Carolyn or Caroline?
Caroline.
Caroline. So you'll post this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try and post
Awesome.
it real quick.
Awesome.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good one.